Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome. How are you all doing? We are finally back. I've been busy the last week plus. I was going to go live yesterday, but I never really got around to it. So today I thought I'd make up by having a stream today. We'll do a longer stream today. So I normally do about 2 hours, so we'll do a bit longer than that. Um, but I also wanted to do a shiny. What is the event at the minute? Well, we're going to go do that straight away, obviously. Oh, leak, slight leak of my dashboard there. So yeah, I've updated the layout to reflect our current team members. I did a little off stream grinding just to evolve a few Pokemon. Nothing too major. Like I say, just doing this at a relaxed pace. And yeah, the plan for today was pretty much just to explore a bit, catch a few more Pokemon, and maybe try and find a shiny, because why not? Oh, Metal Claw, that's actually really good. That's actually really good. Um, does Prince not already know that? Let me just check. He does already know that. I think, I think I can rock them at it. I'm going to keep hold of it for now, but that is a good TM to have unlocked, so that's cool. But yeah, so I've merry Christmas holidays, Hanukkah, all the other ones. I can't think of all of them. Ignorant fat white guy issues. Um, but yeah, I hope you've had a nice bit of downtime. I have. I have been very busy with life and junk, and honestly, um, the big takeaway from it all is that if you're going to have a washing machine break, have it break and then not work correctly once you've got it fixed, so to speak. Because my washing machine, and I think I mentioned this last time I was streaming, my washing machine is now the bane of my existence. And I mean that very literally. It is just a nuisance at this point. Um, yeah, I haven't really planned anything for this session other than we'll be here for a minute. We're gonna fly around. We're gonna do all the bits we can do, and we're gonna try and catch any shiny. We might get more than one. Um, I'm working on the shiny living is the thing in my main save file. So I thought, well, I'm going to be streaming anyway, so I may as well stream a couple of shiny hunts during the process of this. So that's kind of the thinking. I this morning on Ultra Sun, and I have posted about this on my Instagram, Smudge Pokemon. That's Smudge SMUDGE PKMN. I caught a shiny Mewtwo, which has made my day already. So anything else today is a bonus possible. What is that? Oh, it's a bit of art. It's a bit of art. Um, so yeah, anything we can get will be a bonus. Any duplicate shinies I've got, on the trade, probably on the channel at some point. If they haven't already been claimed by a friend of mine, because I've sold them first refusal, but there's even duplicates of those ones. So there will be some that I'll be able to wander straight out from here. I don't know what this is. So let's see what this is. This is a Satoddle. Oh, this is the dark or black Chinese, isn't it? It's still going on at the minute. Okay. I don't need that one. So we should see what game. Okay, hold it. See what this one is. Yeah, I don't need Satoddle. I've got both Satoddles as shinies. I mean, again, I have shiny Rockruff and Lightning Rock and all that kind of stuff, but I caught one because I just happened to come across it. So if I do see a random shiny, That's cool. But if we're gonna hunt something, I'd kind of like it to be something I don't already have. And at some point, I will go into my Pokemon home on stream and sort of show that off because there's a lot of work's gone into that so far. Um, so we're just gonna scooch around and hopefully squawk a bit. Oh, that is what I need. That is what I need. So there we go. We're gonna spend a little time. Um, I'm gonna switch the team up just so we're not over leveling the guys. This is what I was doing on when I was off stream. So let's see, what have I got for a flying type Pokemon in reserve? Oh, Cloth will do. Right, so Cloth will be our team leader for this. I'm going to take Poochyena, needs to evolve. Igglybuff because it needs to evolve. Pichu, although I've probably got Pikachu somewhere. Bonsley, and Rookity, why not? We're just going to swap our team around and we're just going to use this team to hunt shiny Squawkabilly, which I believe the only difference in the shiny and the regular is that its quiff is a different color. I think it's white, the quiff on its head. Um, and this is basically the method, isn't it? You knock out a bunch of these Pokemon and then you back and forth. Sort of is so slow. I have to grab different Pokemon. Alright, hold on. This is the other consideration of doing this. I was chopping and changing so many when I was doing this offline because you really want one that's a little bit faster to move. And we do have Pikachu. If we use Pikachu, we can take Pichu out of the team. Let's put Necklace in. So Pikachu should be able to handle this. So I'm going to see a bit of a. Let's go Pikachu. I didn't even notice that. Um, so yeah, the idea is just to knock out a few of these. At some stage, I will actually battle one because we will want to trigger some evolutions and stuff like that. For now, we'll just let the guys grab some XP. So Squawkabilly is based on rockabilly look and very much that kind of Elvis Presley. What's the other one? What's the other fella who looks a bit like that? Um, Buddy Holly. That kind of very mod rocker, 50s, 60s kind of quiff look. It's a cool look for a Pokemon. And when I first saw it, and I saw there was multiple coloured ones, I was like, oh no, how many have they added? Because my part of my living dex is to have all of the variants of all the different Pokemon. Just move my mouse so I don't accidentally stop streaming. um, and yeah, so I was like, oh no, how many colours would they only have? Four, so that's fine. I will not be shining hunting all of the colours. I'm saying that now. I will probably change my mind at some point because there was a period of time when I was doing my shiny, my living decks. So I've got male, female, and then regional variants and all that kind of stuff chucked in there, and it's all a bit of a mess at the minute. I will have to sit and properly tidy up at some stage. Um, but yeah, one of the things I sort of thought to myself is I'm not doing shiny, so I'm not. It's too much hard work. And when Legends came out, it wasn't even Pokemon Go or Pokemon Let's Go Eevee Pikachu that convinced me. It was Legends. When Legends came out, I was like, do you know what, maybe I will. Because I can get 300 of them from there in a roundabout way. So I was like, maybe. And then Scarlet and Violet, it's as easy, if not easier. And I was just like, do you know what, fine. I might as well commit to it now. And yeah, so it's going to be a long grind. It's going to be a sort of side quest thing to anything I do like this. Like we need a score ability. Oh, that's something you need to be careful of. So I'm just going to show you this. We'll just make sure. Okay, so we've got one, a few over there, no shinies. That's fine. So if you're close to a town with a spawn like this, you'll get a little fault line, which will then trigger the town name. And it despawns any Pokemon. And it's useful if you want to get through a lot of encounters. But you do have to be aware of where it is, and I just wasn't paying attention. So that's fine. Right. But that will speed up our ability to hunt this thing, actually. So that's kind of a useful thing to have found out. And what that will let us do is, um, well, it'll just allow us to spawn and respawn a bunch of encounters, and we'll get through those really quickly. Of course, as with anything with odds and uh, methods and stuff, doesn't guarantee anything. We don't have a shiny charm at this point as well, which is another thing to keep in mind. Um, and so, as such, we just have to cross our fingers, get a few encounters. I'm gonna have to heal Pikachu. Why did Pikachu's health so low? It's quite important for it forced shut it, didn't it? Maybe it dropped its health then. Okay, cool. Anyway. So yeah, Squawkabilly's gonna be our first one. Anyway, first thing for today. I will get back to badges shortly after that. I think we'll go and try and go for the normal type badge next. Maybe not. I haven't got any other badges on the layout ready to sort of activate them yet. So I haven't, like I said, I didn't really plan sort of too much ahead today. Oh no, it is Squawkabilly. So it's obviously got some good stats, this thing. It's holding its own against an electric type Pokemon, which is pretty good going. Right. Just clear out a few more of these. I'm keeping an eye on the messages in the top right hand corner, and I'll show you my method. And I'm sure that there are people who actually keep count of these. I don't tend to bother. Because the game gives you prompts. So you see, it's just kind of the number of Squawkabilly is definitely going up. That's kind of like, oh, you've beaten about half of, or uh, 2/4, let's say, for argument's sake, of the Squawkabilly, which would be half, yes or no, but I'm thinking about it in quarters because you get 3 warnings. Um, so we've beaten just about half, and the next warning is going to be for 3/4. And when we get that warning, we stop knocking out Squawkabilly and we start actually hunting. So this is all just prep at this stage. So yeah, I believe the head quiff will be white, is my understanding of the shiny. I haven't actually seen it myself, but I've seen some art online. And the thing is, and I get why, but so many hello. Well, we'll cast this one because we need it for our decks anyway. Enemies will be able to use a repeat ball. I do have quick balls. That's right. So quick repeat and dusk balls are kind of the best balls to use for catching Pokemon in general. Quick balls, as you just see, are more efficient at the beginning of an encounter. Repeat balls are good when you've already caught the Pokemon. So if you're catching multiple of the same, which can be quicker than breeding in a lot of cases. Or you're catching variants or whatever. We get some evolutions as well. Oh, Poochyene is evolving. Oh, little guy. You get Mightyena out of that, so that's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, you get well, a bit of a graphical glitch for a second there. Oh, yeah, the text is still visible. Interesting. Oh, look at these going to evolve as well. This is what my off stream was kind of like. I was doing a lot of this kind of activity going around, evolving a bunch of things. Just mostly to try and get that Pokedex number up. there is a reward for Pokedex, so we will do that in a moment as well. What was I saying? Yes, there's a lot of content peoples and content creators, I should say, and PokeTubers and all that kind of stuff that includes shiny Pokemon as mascots or in their artwork. And so whenever I see a Pokemon that is a slightly different color to what I'm used to seeing, I just assume that's a shiny. And it's actually quite funny because I, for the longest time, um, was incorrect about the shiny for something for us because it's black, right? But I just remember seeing some art of it with like a white shell, and I was like, oh, cool, is that the shiny? That must be a shiny. And I just always assumed it was because I never seen one like firsthand at that point. And yeah, sure enough, it wasn't. So take it with a grain of salt. But generally speaking, if you see a Pokemon that's not the right color or slightly different to what you're used to seeing, it's probably either fan art or the actual shiny. So it's like a 50-50 split. So deal with this squawk, Billy. Just waiting for that last areas. So that is kind of the cutoff for me. That there are not many of this particular Pokemon left. That's basically saying you've beaten three-quarters of what will spawn. So now we just move in and out of that trigger point, and we'll start um, rifling through encounters quite quickly. So now we're just kind of looking to see if we can see one that doesn't have the black cliff. Or is it blue? We just despawned it. I didn't even mean to that. That's also the quickest way to fail a shiny in this game is to despawn. I had that happen to me on. Well, there's some yellow ones. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I had that happen to me on Pokemon Violet. Was it Violet? I think it was Violet. It was one of them. I was flying over one of the gyms we'll be coming up to a little bit later on in this journey, and I I saw what I thought was a shiny Sotoro, and I was like, oh, I turned around, but because I turned in quite a wide arc, I triggered the turn and despawned it. So I was like, no, it's fine because I already had one, but it would have been quite a cool little sort of, oh, here's an accident, or shiny, um, rather than when I was deliberately looking for. Okay, so there's none here, so we're just going to despawn these. They like get Thanos snapped into non-existence, as you can see. And then you just come back out of it and it triggers a new shuffle. And this is basically the method is to despawn um, and respawn. And that's kind of it. And it's not particularly challenging, but it is definitely a test of patience. Um, I'm I'm pretty impatient when it comes to stuff. Although I am getting better because I'm sort of engaging in more and more of these hunts. Um, but yeah, the first few you do, it just feels like it goes on forever, and you're just like, oh my god, what am I doing with my life? Um, Especially when you're hunting something and you're like not sure what it looks like. And you're like, is that it? Is that it? Is that it? I think the worst example of that is um, actually on this game is Nacli and what's the other one? Red Room. They look so similar, and I know that they when you see them side by side, it's like really obvious, but because of lighting and stuff, sometimes you're like looking at it, you're like, is that shiny? Is it not? I can't tell, and it's really hard to tell. Um, so yeah, we'll definitely be keeping our eyes tuned. You can hear my brain desperately trying to sort of juggle the conversation and the staring for the shinies, staring lovingly at the different Pokemon, being like, "Are you in fact the one I'm looking for?" But yeah, having one this close to a respawn point is actually really nice. I had this with Oricorio when I was hunting that. I ended up not actually getting it because I was hunting it quite late at night and time rolled over. And once the time rolls over, that's it. We've got plenty of time. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning at the moment for me, so it's plenty of time to get this one. So we're definitely giving ourselves the best opportunity to get a shiny Squawkabilly, which will be really cool. Like that's what I need. Um, and yeah, it's a Pokemon I still haven't really used either, so it might become something of a playthrough mascot and just appear occasionally. Um, yes, the catching and finding of these things is the easy part. The hard part is the concentration, which is something that I'm not bad at concentration because I work with things that you need to concentrate on. I always have done. The last several years, I've been very sort of detail oriented, although I've struggled a little bit recently because I've had stresses and whatnot, I'm sure as everyone else does on occasion, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, so you would think that my brain would be completely fine at looking for different tinged pixels, but it does sort of start to stall like dial-up. For those of you old enough to remember dial-up. Aging myself as I talk. I am 40, so I am an old man. I'm an old hand at this. Um, but yeah, the move into sort of shiny hunting has been kind of weird for me because it was never intentional. I like shinies, but I just didn't ever have the patience to go and do however many soft reset hunts and all this kind of stuff. But I've done two or three now, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to understand why it's so satisfying. But at the same time, it's still kind of daunting when you start a new one. Um, but yeah, like I said this morning, I'll tell you that story. I um, started hunting Mewtwo on Pokemon X, and at the time, I didn't know that it that the Mewtwo you get in Pokemon X and Y in uh, in the post game cake is shiny locked. I didn't know that, which is a weird decision, but sure, fine, whatever. But yeah, so somebody mentioned it to me on Instagram or Threads or something like that. I was like, oh, okay, I'll check on Sarah because someone's telling you something, you go and you verify it. And sure enough, on Sarah and Bulbapedia, they both say that Mewtwo is shiny locked. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So I switched to playing Ultra Sun, because I know it's in. Oh, is that a shiny? Like, oh, it's not white, it's pink. Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at that. Take a screenshot of that. Um, it's Chinese Squawkabilly. I mean, a Premier Ball would be the one. Let's just throw a Premier Ball. Why not? That's pretty cool. Oh, it's capture as well. Look at that. Got a shiny Squawkabilly. Well, there you go. Awesome. Um, oh, do you know what? A name just popped into my head, so we're going to call it that. Um, yeah. Keep pressing B because I've been playing my Xbox a lot the last few days. So keep pressing B, meaning to press A. Let's have a look at your summary. That is different to what I imagined. So I was under the impression it was white. That is pink. That is a pink cliff. That is so cool. Oh, his beak is different. His beak is pink. Because if you look at the small picture on the left there, his beak is yellow. That's really cool. Special attack up, speed down. I don't know how you would run this Pokemon. We're gonna send that to a box though. Um, that's cool. All right. Um, sure. So we've got Chinese school ability. That was Citadel, which I don't need. Sand Cobra is one I do need, so we could go do that. That was really fast as well. There's one up there, but we haven't gone that far up yet. Uh, I'm guessing that's Citadel as well. Can't just be Citadel though, can it? Or is Drifting? I already have that. Side up, I already have, but it would still be kind of a cool hunt. So look here. Sunset is one that I need one of. So it's something we could go and do. You see, I have that, but that would be really cool to go and get. It would be really cool to go and go and get one of those. Um, then we could have a shiny dragon in our team, and we'd have to replace Gloomy, which like Gloomy's better than this thing, but a shiny, maybe. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll go and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to reach Centra because it looks as if it's on like a ridge. So yeah, we're gonna go for this little guy here. If mm, well, I forgot I forgot that I unlocked this area as well. Okay, okay. I actually couldn't tell you. I was hacked through it. Fracture, sorry, is the shiny here. I've got that entire line. There are two here. That one looks like it's in the water. They're going to be too high levels to use though. Right. For now, I think what I'll do, I think I'm going to try and figure out a way to get to this one. I think that's the play. So it puts us in the mountains. It means we can unlock a few of these other fast travel points. So yeah, we're going to go see what that is, and we'll make a decision based on whatever that one is. Because there's a few that we could go and get. There's a few that I wouldn't mind getting. Um, yeah, just on occasion, I'm gonna sort of mix things up and do little bits and pieces to sort of make sure I'm not just sprinting through. Because I don't mind speed running things. There is a game that I want to not speed run, but do very fast in the new year. Um, I'm not going to leak what that is, but it is an older Pokemon game, and I can't actually wait. I'm gonna have so much fun with it. My personal best time is around the 6 hour mark, which if you know me, you'll know what game I'm talking about because I have actually mentioned it online a couple of times. Um, but yeah, just in terms of um, mixing things up, it's not always going to be a case of just doing the let's plays or shiny hunts exclusively or anything like that. I'm going to sort of chop and change. Ooh, he wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking and driving, and look what happens. Dear oh dear. But yeah, so it's just going to be a case of mixing things up on occasion. Um, do I want to catch Dance Pass while I'm here? Yeah. So the Dance Pass is an interesting one. Um, I need to just catch as many as I can. Is kind of the thing. So I've seen it, I'm gonna catch it, it's gonna go sit in my box. Um, the the simple truth of the matter is that Dunsparce itself is not particularly useful or interesting. I love Dunsparce, it's great design, don't get me wrong, and it's great for the first half of most games, but its stats kind of aren't great for later game use. Or Nectar's all. Um, it gets an evolution in this game, does Dunsparce, and yeah, it's it's a good evolution, but there's two potential evolutions, and it's depending entirely on a random roll that's already been made. So you can't influence it once you have the Dunsparce. Um, so yeah, we just have to catch a few Dunsparce and hopefully get one that evolves into a special one. Um, I haven't got one in my main file, so it would be quite nice to get one as part of this, because then I could just add it to my growing list of forms and whatnot. Um, which is wild to me, because I caught so many Dunsparce trying to find it and just didn't find one. I was like, "Right, I'll put a pin in it," and it's just been like 2 years, and I haven't even bothered looking for one. So, didn't mean to get into a fight with you, Satodo. I'm not interested. Definitely not interested. What I'm going to do though, just so I don't get a tiny trouble, so I'm going to throw a Pokédoll. But we'll have to switch party up depending on what we run into when we get there. But we'll see when we get there. Oh, that should answer my question though, because I've run into that Satodo. Because that isn't Satodo, so that's cool. You can now see that the event mass outbreaks are marked as Satodo because I've seen one. So that's good. That's good indeed. So we're just going to sprint up here. I am ignoring a lot of the Pokemon. If I see anything like super interesting, I'm thinking like if I just happen to post across a shiny or something like that, and we'll try and grab it. But for the most part, we're just gonna kind of ignore these little guys out here. I could not tell you what shiny one looks like. I've never seen one. I gather it's green, but I haven't seen it. So again, grain of salt for that for me. I'm going to go and flag this particular area. This is one of the in-game gyms. We will be here to do this at some stage. We're not doing it now. We're just gonna hop in here. Oh, I don't know if I had the Scarlet before, but this is my current Gap. I think it's very nice, very simple, very green. Not a colour combination I would normally wear myself. I'm currently sat here in grey slacks and a grey hoodie with a pink t-shirt, actually, as it goes. Um, so we'll heal our team. Well, this variation of a team. Our main team is sort of taking a bit of a rest. Hello, Terrell, which is nice. I'm going to be able to go up here. Just about. Just about. It's good enough. Cool. Okay. So that down there is the other town with the other gym. So we will go and hit the flag for that. Gently does it, gently does it, gently does it. I'm not even running, just gently down the hill. So the Pokemon that's the outbreak is somewhere on this side of the hill. But that's fine. We're just gonna use this to ensure that we get a flag. I'm fairly sure you just have to walk into it, but don't fancy having to come back all this way. I don't need to at least fly here. Um, that will be one stream at some point. It's just a whistle stop tour of the remaining gyms and stuff. Um, we'll figure that out as we go. Leech Life has a really good TM on this game. Got buffed in Generation 7. I think it was like 20 damage before it went up to like 80, I think. Maybe 90. It's a really good move now. Um, okay, so it's on this, whatever it is, it's down here. So what have we got? Bergmite. Okay. I mean, sure, sure. I like Bergmite. I need two shiny Bergmite in my living decks because I've got a. Oh yeah, no, Pikachu's not gonna be able to do that. See if my Tiana can go. Nope. Okay. I know, just the Pokemon first. One moment. One moment, game. Um, so yeah, have contingency plans for your contingency plans. We'll take Pikachu out of play because should be. Oh, there we go. Right. Bag. Do I have any? I do. I'm just gonna dump a bunch of candies onto this Heracross so it can do some of the heavy lifting for us. Cool. Oh yeah, Brick Break. There we go. Heracross is a really good Pokemon. It's probably one of the better bug types in the franchise, um, and it has a really good typing for dealing with ice types. Um, and it moves reasonably quick. So we'll beat down a few of these. Don't know how it's going to cope against. Yeah, no. Okay. So I'll need to be careful about the ghost type, but that's fine. Right. It's also good for the leveling up of our extended party here. You can see Heracross just making short work of a lot of these. It's going to be really hard to see the. I thought for a second that one different. That would have been so funny. No, I think it's going to be a little difficult to see the shiny Bergman because I've seen one. I've seen one, and I do have one. That's why I only need two. Because Bergman gets a regional, well, Avalon gets a regional form. So I have a shiny Bergmite, but I need one for each of the regional forms. So that is definitely something we'll be doing at some point. But yeah, the only differences are the colours around its eyes are slightly different, and I think it has a slight hint of green if I remember correctly. But it has been a minute since I've seen one. But yeah, it's the colour around the eyes that will be the giveaway. So we're just gonna knock out a whole bunch of these. Keep an eye out for that warning in the top right hand corner. And we'll go from there. But yeah, Avalug's one of my favourite ice types. It's so good. So good. And when it got a regional form, I was just like so happy for it to get the recognition that I feel it deserves. Because it does get lumped in with that kind of attitude of, oh, old designs are so much better because, yeah. This Pokemon's so lazy and this Pokemon's so lazy and this, that, and the other. And you're just like, Muck was a thing. Primer is a smaller Muck. Let's not, oversell how good the Gen 1 Pokemon are. Voltorb and Electrode are balls. That's it. That's all they are. So this sort of, Pokemon have run out of ideas narrative that I see floated around a lot. It's kind of annoying. Um, but yeah, so anyway, Avalug's a really great physical defensive tank. Like if you go into a battle with it and it's you're a special attacker, you're going to absolutely mop it. But if you're a physical attacker, it could present a few problems for you. I mean, it probably won't. What's area ice can do to a reload? Not a lot. That would be why Heracross is struggling in a run away. To get like some coverage. You know, I'm gonna say you're not gonna be able to say that thing, buddy. But yeah, the good thing about this particular mechanic is that it'll never knock your Pokemon out. But it does mean that you run through a few potions. But that's fine. You know, small mercies and all that. You have to go through all the battling. You get less XP, but it's such a nice time save overall. And you can see the Pokemon in the oval, and they are either shiny or they're not, and that's really nice. So it's got so many little quality of life improvements in this game. See, that one looks different to me. It's not. It's not. So the eyes on these ones are all purple, but they're like the purple ridge around the eyes, and like I believe, if memory serves correctly, on the shiny it's yellow, and it's like really obviously different. Um, so that's more or less what I'm looking for. And once we get to the point that I'm just spawning and despawning them, which I'll be able to properly sort of showcase that now that we don't have a trigger line right next to us. Um, we will be able to properly hunt Dragonite. Again, I don't have a shiny channel on this, so whilst these aren't full odds because you get a reduction of odds for doing certain amounts, I'm not this is not a shiny. See? Because you get shiny odds reduction based on how many Pokemon you knock out. Um, it's not full odds in any way, shape, or form, but it's not the lowest it can be. So again, once I get the post game on this, and I've got shiny charm and all that kind of stuff, we'll definitely rattle through a few more shinies quite quickly, I would imagine. Again, any dude with this like guy's just gonna go into a box and get first refusal to people I know, and then anything that's not wanted is just gonna go in Wonder Trade. So don't, if I don't need it, it's just not worth me keeping. I'm not doing Male of Thief. It's absolutely not happening because there's like, I have other things I'd like to do eventually. Um, but yeah, so we'll whittle this down until we get the last warning. So we're on the second one right now. Look, buddy, I don't want to hurt you, right? Especially not this time of year. But go away. Just go away, Delibird. Nobody wants you here. Um, I like Delibird's design. Don't get me wrong. This shiny is really cool. I do have a shiny Delibird. They did a event. I can't remember when that was. It might have been last year for Delibird outbreaks, and got a shiny pink, which is nice. Um, but yeah, the Heracross, kill, maim, destroy. Um, the thing with shiny Pokemon is always going to be, there are people who will play down the value of a Pokemon got through this particular mechanic. 'Cause they'll be like, "Oh, it's too easy," and I was like, "It's still a shiny, it still counts." Like, I don't care how you got it. Like, my I mean, that's not entirely true. My Pokedex would be near enough full of shinies now if I didn't actually care. But yeah, I will sort of draw a line at the DB.net and all that kind of Machamps. You know, the ones that were rife in later Sword and Shield. Okay, so there's now not many Bergmite left. So now we're just going to check these ones. No, okay. And this is basically the method. You come down here till you can't see any more, and you go back up. That's it. You just try and encourage them to despawn. Then check their little eyes for indications that they're shiny. That one was blinking, so that helps. I mean, at least it's not, I'm not going to say it. I, so I'm going to say it. I'll say at least it's not Blizzard at the minute, which of course means that any moment now it will in fact be Blizzard because of course you know that's how these things work. Um, but yeah, you want to sort of have a mooch around. Let's see your eyes, buddy. There you are. See if you can turn the camera a bit to try and see any, because especially with Pokemon like this, where the difference is so minute. So I want to say this underside is slightly more green, but I don't know necessarily that you're going to see that straight away. But yeah, the color around its eyes is markedly different from blue or purple or whatever it is that it is now. Um, it's worth a quick glance. Sort of, to be, no, that's happened to me a few times. I'm doing a shiny badge quest privately on Violet, and it's going well. I got a new shiny yesterday, which I haven't posted online yet, actually. So there you go, a little bit of advanced viewer knowledge. Um, I got a shiny Magikarp, which again is one of those things because it was a outbreak on the map that I hadn't caught Pokemon within that game save file. I was like, right, I'm gonna go do that one. And when I got there and saw it was Magikarp, I was like, oh, I already have a Magikarp, like Gyarados, I don't need this. But I was like, if I allow myself to sort of pick and choose specific Pokemon, it's going to make it too easy because then I'm just going to go for the ones I need and or want and or are strong, you know. And so I was just like, right, fine, I'll have Magikarp. So got my that's my 10th shiny of that challenge, and so I went and got my 10th badge, um, and now I have to go and hunt a shiny on that. And in fact, that's possibly something I might do. Um, after this stream is go and do that. I might stream some of that challenge, something I've been thinking about, and we'll see. Not in any rush. Yes, new. I would like to get different. No. But yeah, in the new year, I have a bunch of new ideas, but well, not new ideas. I'm just going to be playing the vanilla games. But I have a bunch of streams planned, not planned, but in mind. I didn't mean to run into you, buddy. Um, and yeah, so one of the things I'm planning to do, and this is a sort of league. Hello, where did you come from? Do you know what? I'm going to take the experience because I might be close to evolving a couple of Pokemon, and that'll give us the opportunity just to check off some of our Pokedex, which actually I do need to check for our Pokedex completion rewards, I could put my Tiana back in the box. Why didn't I do that? Should we evolve? Blah, blah, blah. Shrizzle. There we go. Right. Alright, anyway, so like I was saying, one of the things I want to do next year is build a living dex in each gen as close to from scratch as I can manage, basically. And so last night I went through and reset a bunch of my save files after moving Pokemon up, with the intent of starting that at some stage in the new year. Um, so I want to do Gen 1, 2, and 3 all separately, but 3 itself is going to be, I mean, if you've seen like John Stone's YouTube video on it, Gen 3 is going to be a lot of work. A lot of work. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some of those games cropping up in the early sort of sections of next year. Once I finish this will be the sort of main priority for now, and then we'll put a pin in this, come back to it when it's time to sort of start building a dex. Um, and I think kind of my sole way of thinking about it is to do a living dex in each gen of that gen's Pokemon. So like Gen 6 is going to take no time at all, really, in the grand scheme of things. But to also then, where possible, migrate that dex up to the next dex to continue a national dex across the board. So Gen 1 into Gen 2. Is that shiny? No. That's what I said about the lighting. Sometimes it can make the oh, I need to yeah. Um, but yeah, so Gen 1 into Gen 2 would be one, and then Gen 3 into 4 and 5 into 6, maybe. I think you can do the whole thing in 6 without, so that might be the way to do it. But anyway, that's getting ahead of myself. So I have to get a DS with a capture card at some point. This will be an expense I'm sure my significant other will be thrilled about. Right. But this is where the method is a little slower than the luck we had with the previous one because as there's no sort of trigger for any other places, you have to move away and despawn them. And when you're hunting for a Pokemon that doesn't really look all that different, it can be very difficult to tell. Your face. I think it's sort of greeny yellow around the eyes. Arrow blue. But yeah, so a lot of this is just me dicking around, really, isn't it? Which is fine. Um, right. Also, I haven't phased in a long time. Like generally, in my shiny badge quest, I have quite a few times. I've started doing hunts like this, where you're just doing the um, outbreak Pokemon, but then you suddenly just find a random shiny. But I haven't phased in a while in Scarlet. Um, I actually phased in Ultra Sun. I was looking. I mentioned I was looking for Mewtwo. I flew into the wrong um, wormhole. I was like, well, I might as well check, kind of thing. Went and it was a shiny Edichan, uh, a big airplane pants guy. But yeah, it's blue guy, a blue guy. Um, so I was like, oh, cool. I mean, I already have that, but cool. So there you go. That was my first phase in absolutely ages. Um, Generally speaking, I either just run out of patience or get what I'm looking for. That's kind of way too extremes. And that's both normal. I can't tell that was normal. Okay. Normal, normal. That was what's back to me. Normal. Why down here? You watch me get a shiny Delibird and talking nonsense about Delibird earlier, running my mouth, and it'll be like, oh, look, shiny Delibird. Um, yeah, I'll be live today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, we won't be playing Scarlet. I'm planning on starting either Arceus or Sword Shield tomorrow. Um, Again, just as part of this, because there are certain things you unlock um, in this game and in other games by playing other games, so to speak. So in this game, it's cosmetic stuff mostly. There doesn't really seem to be very much of anything um, for doing most of it. But in those games, there's then things you unlock for having played other specific games. So, for example, um, I went to a Nintendo meet when Sword and Shield were out at first, and one of the things you get in Sword and Shield is gift Eevee and Pikachu if you have a save file for Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, respectively. You have to have one save of each game. And there are a few people there who didn't have both saves, and I said, well, if you go in far enough just to save the game, it's not going to do a badge check or anything like that. You could then just get that gift Pokemon. So I lent a copy of, I think it was Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu. It was one of the two to a chap who was there, and so he went in like 10 minutes, and came out, went into the sword, and sure enough, got the gift. So it's just little things like that that you'll be able to get that are affected by being able to play other versions of the game. That looks different to me, but it is. I can't really tell. No, yeah, it's not. The lighting messes with me so much. But yeah, so the general plan is to get safe files and everything, and then we can do a rundown of all the different in-game gifts you get. Because I kind of want to just do little, if you watch enough of the content, you'll learn little bits and pieces about how mechanics work. So I feel like people try not gatekeep that information, but like they definitely try to take a bit of a well, if you're a real fan, you didn't need to ask kind of. And I don't like that. I'm all about sort of being like, hey, look how cool this stupid thing is that works this way. That makes no sense. Um, so yeah, we will be absolutely doing some more different games. And I think tomorrow I'm gonna start one of them and just see how far we can get. Might even do the speedrun meta on Sword or Shield. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. Just go and do the Was it get Suicune, Sweet Game kind of thing. Um, I'm not going to do exactly that because I'm not overly worried about posting a time on speedruns.net, although that would be quite funny. Um, no, the thing I would want to do is just sort of show that you don't have to do it that way. I did it with because you can do it with pretty much any Pokemon you want, or are able to get through the Dynamax adventures, and yeah, it's just a good time all round to to just learn something new. Like I Sent Scorch is such a good Pokemon, and as much as I like fire type Pokemon, and I'm quite passionate about Pokemon. It's just one of those ones I hadn't really used, and then to get I got one in I got a DMAX Center Scorch in my oh, oh look at that, it's a bot. Let me just remove that. One moment. How do I share? I did as well. Oh, I think so though. Um but yeah, so the what was I saying? Yeah, you can get a bit of an appreciation for Pokemon that you maybe have underused by doing that. Um, it's also kind of a way of making um, the Pokemon games a little bit more random. Like one of the things I've enjoyed seeing people do, and that I quite like to do on occasion myself, is just go and do a Dynamax raid, grab a Pokemon from that, do another two or three or whatever, and you suddenly got a team that you can go and challenge the Elite Four with, or Champions Cup, or whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah, you suddenly got a team for that, and it's good. It's good stuff. This is what I was saying about the odds as well. Like we've seen loads of the little guys, but no shinies yet. Yeah, we'll get one for sure. And then oh my laptop is dying. Oh no! That's so professional, isn't it? To not plug in my laptop. There we go. Hey, you're not gonna die. That's cool. Where was I? Yes. Sorry. Um, but yeah, so the completely thrown me out. uh, what was I saying? Anyway, we'll move on to something else. I can't remember. So I was just yammering. There is, I've had the argument a few times that there should be a overworld shiny effect, like a sound or a clink, like in Legends. But could you imagine if there were multiple shinies going off right now and you just could not tell where they were coming from because of how the game loads its map? It's a nightmare. You can hear my bottle being on the screen. Ooh, I mean, what's the pardon me? How's the bottle making that sound? Not even me. Right. You with him. Look at him, he's so cute. Yeah. Um, okay, maybe not cute, but he's so cool. He's so cool. And he's cute as well. I like how I defend him. Big stupid idiot that he is. But like me. Wait. Anyway. But yeah, so plans so far for tomorrow is maybe to do that, just to grab a couple of Pokemon from the Dynamax Adventures and just smash through the game as quickly as possible, just turn off all the animations and then just rinse through it so we can go and do the good stuff. Um, because the Sword and Shield's been out for a few years now, and sure everyone's kind of played it and done with it and all that kind of stuff. It is among the games that I would like to properly speedrun, but at the same time I'm like I'm not committed enough to be like a full-time speedrunner really. There are so many things like that I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love to give that a go, but I'm also incredibly lazy. Like, I'm just not competitive as a person. I tend to be quite placid in my approach to just about everything. I don't sort of let things phase me too often. And yeah, so a lot of my hello. Was I talking to you, puppy? I agree with I do. He's a scruffy little guy. I've placed in my heart for scruffy little dogs. Um, I had two who unfortunately are not with us anymore. Well, I've had older dogs, but the scruffy little ones. I've had two boys most recently, and yeah, as a as a situation I'm just going to breeze past now. I'll talk about something else. Um, yeah, yeah. The VOD, I've been putting the VODs for these up on YouTube, by the way. So if you tune in and you're watching, hello. um, if you tune in and you're watching this, and you're like, oh, this guy's at least not completely insane, or is completely insane, and therefore that's something I'd find of value to watch every now and then. All the past VODs are up on there. There's even one for Dismantle, which I do want to continue with at some point. Which, by the way, is one of my favorite games. Like, period. The DLC for it was on sale, so I bought all the DLC. So Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC that I own the game for. And I own all the DLC on Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. So I will eventually get around to getting the DLC on uh, Switch, but yeah, that game is it's just so good. It's just perfect for me, especially at the moment. Sometimes you just want to pick up a game, walk around for 20 minutes, put it aside, go. And that is very much the void that Dismantle fills for me at the minute. Um, I'm going to put Heracross on the way out because we're going to be seeing a lot of Heracross, I think. Um, do that next time. I remember. Got the ever cameoing Dave at the bottom. Um, um, and it's beginning to snow. I'm very sorry for my terrible singing, but some people appreciate the reference and I put that out online. Oh dear. Um, right. Yeah, this is gonna make seeing a little. I'm physically leaning closer to my TV, um, monitor, TV, whatever you want to call it. Um, try and see. For the record, if this was me in the snow, I'd be in my shorts as well. Which is probably why I'm really prone to chest infections and stuff. But hey ho, a lot of bird mate. Right, I reckon we do another one, two, three passes. We don't get one, move on. Go get that badge finally, a normal badge. Um, and we can come back. Just sort of break up. This is what I'm saying about my patience. It is something I'm working on, but sometimes I just need to step away from something that can be taking a while. It's also why it's taking me so long to get my Shane Lev index put together, because I'm sure if I really knuckled down and just got on with it, did nothing but that, I'd probably have it wrapped up quite quickly. And I know that a lot of Pokemon players have got it or are incredibly close to it. I follow Joe Merrick, not the Elephant Man, the guy from Cerebi.net is his baby. And like, yeah, he's a really, really sort of in-depth completionist, and I think the work he's done on Cerebi is phenomenal. To be honest with you, um, yeah, this is a different kettle of fish for me. Not for him, obviously, it's a different kettle of fish for me. I'm much more, or historically have been much more of a. I'll play through the game, reset the save file, play through the game again, leave it for a bit, come back, reset the save, that kind of thing. And I, and again, I think I've mentioned this before. Like the first time I ever did like even complete the Pokedex was well, it was Sun and Moon. And then I did it on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon because obviously it was only like a handful of Pokemon that I needed to complete at that point. But yeah, Gen 7 was kind of, for me, the first time I went, I really have to complete the Pokedex. I've been playing Pokemon since Gen 1. Like, like my first game was Red. But for whatever reason, I just never bothered with the Pokedex. Um, but yeah, Gen 7, I kind of wrapped it all up. I think it was because, I can't remember what year it was. It might have been like 2014 or something like that. They did, this is a while ago now, they did one of we're gonna release all the legends and all mythicals through Wi-Fi distributions, and I was like, wow, give me an opportunity to actually catch them all, maybe I should do it. So once I got all them now, I started collecting the missing gaps in my Pokedex, and now it's just like an obsession. I need help. I need help. A friend of mine says to me, "Oh, you're probably on the Spectrum." I'm like, "No, this is PlayStation." I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's a terrible take. I thought that was shiny for a second then. Not gonna lie, I genuinely thought that was blue. Um, then if we phase, we'll move on to something else. I'll come back to this off stream and continue to look for this little guy. Um, I know some streams will go like 6, 7, 8 hours on one hunt, but I'm not quite there yet. If that makes sense. I just, my mental patience is not quite there yet. I think sorry, well, doctorate. Oh God. Um, okay. But yeah, the good thing about this is you are pretty much, if you're patient enough, guaranteed to get one eventually. Like it's very unlucky that you'll not, unless you start hunting out like a really, like I say, that happened to me once where I was hunting and it's sort of last past midnight, and that just disperses the mass outbreaks. I was like, oh no, um, which is fine. That's going to happen on occasion. It would just be nice to not have it happen too often. Um, that was kind of the other reason I wanted to log on a bit earlier today, to give me a nice chance to sort of see if we can get size as well. This is because that Rockabilly, Rockabilly, sorry, Rockabilly did not take very well at all. So can't really complain. Yeah, I will endlessly complain. I shouldn't. Right, let's run down these one, do. Oh, crap, work. I'm bad money here. Right. So, okay. So I think for now I'm going to put a pin in this particular hunt. I'll come back to it in a bit. Now, I just want to maybe this time I've got a flag in it. I'll come back to that in a minute. Need to remove myself from that. We'll go get a badge, and then we'll come back and do that for the remainder of however much energy I've got mentally. So at least I know I've made a bit of progress as well, and that's kind of my way of thinking. So, swap team round. That Heracross could go straight into the team, by the way. Now, just to remind you guys, we did have a great tusk last time. However, it will not listen to us because our levels are not high enough. And that's fine, but it does mean that we don't get to use it for the next gym. Um, I am kind of tempted to swap it in, but I don't know if we need to. Anyway, so we need to go to the food place. I don't know if we actually have to order the thing now. Oh yeah, I think that's where we left off. I did the puzzle last time. So we'll go and order the secret menu item. I can remember what it was. Gym test. Well, I did this all from memory. What will you be ordering? Well, it's grilled rice balls. I remember that. We'll have a medium serving. I remember that. How do you want that cooked? Fire blast style. I remember that. And it was lemon. I believe so. And then we kill everyone in the restaurant by dropping the building on them. You thought I was joking. That's genuinely what happens. There's so much blood under there. This game would be an 18 rated if you could see what's under that. Um, and we now get to fight the best character in the game. And I'm not even memeing. I genuinely, Larry's so relatable. Just, just, I get it, my guy. I get it. And I get that Nintendo kind of all game freak, I suppose. Um, Bringing in characters, and they probably have expectations on who's going to be popular and who's not. They can't have imagined that people would be magnetically drawn to Larry. They can't have. There's no way. But yeah, here we are. Um, so yeah, he's going to congratulate us on finding finding the items and ordering his secret recipe as well. And we're going to battle. We are going to see a new Pokemon in this. I have mentioned it, of course, but he does have one. And we're also going to see one of the most terrifying Terra types in the game. So this is Kamala. Kamala's Gen 7 Pokemon. It's not new, but it kind of feels new because it wasn't in Sword or Shield or BVSP or Arceus or anything. So this is the first time on Switch I think it was available. Um, and well, a big part of that is just I think oh, my voice is going a bit crazy. One moment. That's so silly. Is that better? That's a little better, isn't it? There we go. As I was saying before about vocal stamina, I don't really talk much, generally. So, kind of an interesting situation to find yourself in. But yeah, I remember if I got cut, um, and it basically, without getting too into it, it kind of was because, or at least as far as I could tell, it was because the game Sword and Shield was being developed for 3DS. Is my understanding of it. But again, I don't know. I don't know. Nobody really knows. There's lots of conjecture and rumor and innuendo and stuff, but nobody knows. You did see the name of his Pokemon. It is the Dunsparce. I didn't know this was a Pokemon until this battle. When I first played the game, I was so happy that I hadn't been spoiled. Um, I don't know how I managed that, to be quite honest with you. Um, but yeah, there we are. So Metalcore has a chance to up your attack. So we're just going to stick to that for the moment. Not overly concerned with the paralysis. I can do a heal in a minute, so I can do a restore or full restore if I have one. Um, and how full restore I do. So I just do that. Gets rid of the paralysis and heals. Um, I was kind of hoping that I would get the attack boost, but there we go. Right. So now I'm going to switch to Brian because he's on the half HP. It's going to do more damage anyway. And that's the Don's passed out with. Trying to remember what his other. Here we go. Actually, I thought he had four Pokemon. This is the scariest Pokemon in the entire game. No, I am not joking. Um, I'm going to switch to Concord and hope that we pop the flame body. This thing is terrifying. And I'll explain to you for why. So, Staraptor is his ace, and it's a flying normal type, which means that unlike the other Terra types you face throughout the game, it has that type as a basic type, which means it gets a further boost, which terrifying, terrifying. I'm not even like this thing has beat me up so many times. First time I played this game, this genuinely was a hurdle for me, like this Star Raptor, because I just wasn't prepared for it. I was coming into this expecting some, I don't know, normal kind of like, Uni or something, something dumb like that, just because it would be funny. But no, Star Raptor is actually terrible. Terrifying, sorry, not terrible, terrifying. Staraptor is brilliant. It's such a good Pokemon. Um, but yeah, so what it basically does is it removes its flying type, and rather than give it 1.1.5 stab for normal, it's 2, which, okay, I was expecting it to outspeed as well. This is gonna hurt. Okay. Oh, we get the burn! Okay, okay. That's actually amazing. Okay, we're going for another flail. Gonna chip away at it. Yeah. Okay. So the burn's really good because it lowers its attack, but I think the facade does more damage if it's burned. So it's kind of catch 22. However, however, it has steel type. So I'm gonna go Aqua Jet first turn to knock its health down, and then Brine. I think that's the play. Yeah. So we said resist facade. Oh my god, so much damage. What the heck? Right. Gonna heal. This thing is terrifying. There we go. So it's gonna go for facade again. It's gonna hurt, but yeah, we're fine. Okay, we can live another one. Okay, so it's under half HP now. So Brian, I'm gonna terrestrialize and hit Brian. I think that's the play. I did this very carefully. It's because I genuinely this the first time I did this battle on my main save, I got absolutely ripped to shreds by this Star Raptor. And every time I've faced it since, it's been a bit like, oh god. Oh no, what did I do that for? What a punk. Oh my god, I took off my bloody steel typing. I was so stupid. Okay, 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 okay. Right. That was so dumb. Can't believe I just did that. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Right, rock slide. Oh, this Star Raptor is going to give me nightmares again. So much damage. Okay. Does the burn take it out? Because if, cause if he heals, I may have to item spam for minutes to get back in line. Okay, that's I'll take that. Wow, that's it's quite the thing that just happened. Quite the thing. Anyway, we did get the badge, so a bit more of an upward struggle than I would have liked. Um, I think that means that we can just go and go back to that, you know, where to shiny hunt after we've had some food. Move that across because there's apparently underneath one of my own badges. You guys couldn't see what I was talking about then. There we are. Yeah, it's still not quite right, is it? Stop snapping. So professional, isn't it? Why is my mouse playing up now? Why why now? You know what? That will do. I will fix it later. Fine. You like that. Right. So we can now have Pokemon up to level 45 listen to us, which does include Great Tusk. However, you're not room for on the team right now. For better or for worse, we have our team, right? And I really want to use Gloomy. Um, but we are getting to the point where Gloomy's going to evolve soon. And this is the other reason I've been trying to think about playing Legends Arceus, is because I could go and evolve it and get the Hisuian Sliggoo, which would be pretty cool, actually. The problem with that is that I'm not entirely sure how soon you can do it. So I'm gonna wait until Gloomy tries to evolve. Oh, this is like the main champion. I think I've said about this before. She's like the main big boss champion for the region. She looks really cool. She has a okay team, like for a champion for a playthrough. It's pretty good. Um, the the champion's taken an interest in us. How very unlikely. How very unlikely indeed. Um, yeah. Right. So yeah, we have another badge anyway at the bottom. I will tie it up because it's bugging me that that is not in line. I'm not quite sure why it's being finicky this time. The other ones were fine. Right. You want to challenge by the minor? Oh my god, I don't even know. Oh, we go. That's fine. I was just like, I don't even know what's in the first position, but it's actually our Flora of Gato. Meowscarada, sorry. Just go check for the flowers record. So we are at the right level to be doing this bit. That's cool. That's one thing I think I've managed quite well is in my levels generally. I try to not be over leveled for challenges. Although as we now start to get into the late game, that's going to get progressively harder to do. Um, we always send out Goonies, so I'm going to JPL, whose first appearance in this episode. Bless her. Love Guide Wise design is so cool. I never really used Gallade, so I probably could do with grabbing a male Curlier or Ralts and building one up. And you know, all mines. Electric. How many ground on this? I'm gonna do electric fire, so we're just staying. I'm just staying. Wanted to kind of try and mix up the team a little bit, but it's nice to give JFDR a little time here. Quite well. So we'll switch back to our Scarlet. Trying to get this particular battle over and done with. Again, canonically, I think she's supposed to have Coco because she's always talking about the apples and stuff. She's got the apple style hair. There's definitely a hint of apple going on with Coco's design, and it's seen eating an apple. So I think canonically that's kind of the Pokemon she's supposed to end up with. Which means the player's kind of expected to take quite well, but yeah, I don't see that happening. um, there's nobody to score if that works. There's a joke. There's a joke. I know people do. There's a joke. Cool. Alright, cool. So we've defeated Nemona. That's pretty cool. We get a bunch more TMs that we can use to do in that battle. And you know, we need to have a look at our rewards because I have done a few off-screen grinds and stuff. Terra Blast. So that takes on the type of terrestrialization of the Pokemon using it. I'm not sure how it works with the multi-terra type thing that you get much later on. But yeah, so if you've got a fire type, terra type, and your Pokemon doesn't learn a fire type move, that'll be a fire type move. So it's quite useful in that regard. Right. We now do also have the thing to change terra types. We might go and look at that in a minute, although I don't think that I have enough shards of thing here on this. So let's go with what? So we've got 90 to 10 decibels for that. Oh, comes it. Not that many then. Look, we are starting to get there. Starting to look a bit more full. I think, like I said, I'm just going to casually grind every now and then offline just to fill out some of this. Yeah, you can really start to see the text fill out there. Right. Every time I'm in a Pokedex, Pokedex Pokemon gym, I forget that you can't turn the camera all the way around. I'm always like, why is it not turning? That's why. So yeah, if we go to show you where to go for this. New classes are available to take. I will not be taking any classes, thank you very much. I will do that at some point offline. Get that done. More victims. Yeah, you talk to this lady. Okay, so she's given us enough to make Pokemon normal Terra type. For now, do we have any Pokemon benefits from that? Not really. Because they're shiny. They're shiny. Okay, so I don't have enough shards of any one type. You can check those by going in on our sites here. Let me just look at that. Yeah, so we've only got normal. So I haven't really got any other Terra shards yet. And you get those mostly through raids. I think I sold a bunch. But we will come and do it at some point. You also get to find them. So I think I did show in the second DLC you can find ones. So Marco is still on the mass outbreak that we were hunting in. So we're gonna go and do that for a bit longer. So what time's it now? It's like 20 past 11 now, my time, or 17 minutes past, for being super finicky. I'll probably take a break about 11 and then come back on at 12 for a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling as we go. Like I say, a lot of next year is going to be doing more streams so I can build up a bit of stamina in my voice. I let it crack a bit earlier, which is just because I don't talk very much. I'm never going to get called out for talking too much on Botchamania, which is nice. So here we go. We can start to really see what down here. There is one thing I want to go and check actually. I know I won't be able to get it. Okay, never mind. So there's a canteen in the second DLC area where you need to pay for everything in there with the particular currency for that area. I haven't unlocked that part of the DLC yet. It was fine. It's fine. Oh my god, I did say there would be a blizzard, didn't I? Okay. Right. Normal, 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 normal. What I might do is if I phase here, we'll get a Bergmite. We'll go and try and test the little dragon guy. Because that'll make everything much cooler just to have like color shinies knocking around for no reason. Okay. Right. Come on, where are you? Where are you? Really? Really bad one. I actually was thinking about running one for this game, this playthrough. Um, I was considering what I wanted to do. Then I thought to myself, I'm just going to go with whatever I come across that feels good at the time. And there's no real rhyme or reason to pick the person that I've got. And like I said, I am sort of free to chop and change if I feel the need. So we might use a logo or something else in due course. Um, we might not. Especially, um, Weevil's shiny is Sneasel, sorry, shiny is really good. I mean, Weevil's is great as well, but um, seeing Sneasel's shiny a few times now. I've got one, I think, got one. Really cool. Oh, I haven't got the energy, buddy. You're gonna have to help me out. I'm waiting for first. Um, we, um, right, right. Mm. Like I say, we've got all the time in the world now, really. I just wanted to make sure I did a little bit of actual game progress before refocusing back on this. Um, yeah, it is fun to get the badges, but it's also nice to sort of do something a little different. And this has been a very different tempo of things, and Nerd Mind do not want to shine for me, do they? That's okay, we'll keep persisting. There is something I want to check actually on here. Um, there you go. That answers my question straight away. So this particular account doesn't have an online. I've mentioned this before. You can go and update the news through the poker portal, but you can't do things like online raids stuff like that. And as such, you don't get the event rates. You just don't get them. Now, I'm not far enough to have 5-star rates and all that kind of stuff on here anyway. But you get listening ones that are just like randomly drawn from having the correct date and all that kind of stuff, I think, is what's going on in the background online. So, yeah, at some point I will do something like that on my main file where I just go and do a metric ton of online raids and just see what we get. Maybe build a team from that and challenge the, the star tournament thing that you can do later on in the game. Um, we've got fun together. Just interesting that you can't get all the event stuff without the online, which makes sense, but at the same time, it's kind of, if you're sharing a console with a sibling, are you really going to pay for the online twice? Do you know what I mean, Harry? Um, yeah, okay, that's really not very nice to see him not. Okay. Thanks, game. Thanks. Right. Okay. Head back up here. Turn on the dime. Try it again. See, I think turn on the dime. I'm not American. I don't know where my Americanisms really come from. I know I watched a lot of TV as a youngster and I had an American accent, apparently. I was told for a while. But I'm not American. I've been asked before if I'm American. Somewhere I worked years ago, somebody said, "Oh, where in the States are you from?" I'm like, I'm not. So, I don't know what it is. Well, I have a really generic accent. That's probably catches people out. I'm from a part of England where like people talk very generically, as far as I can tell. But I'm always told like, oh, Berkshire people have an accent. It's like, where mate? Also, speaking of accents, actually, I will say this now, and I'll probably say this in the bit. Where did you come from? No, not interested. You know, no, you know. Yeah, the whole English people sounding like toffs thing in the media doesn't really matter. It's never sure. Sure, people who do talk like that are really lovely and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time, like, Jesus Christ, come on, man. So yeah, we don't all sound like, oh my God, British, stiff upper lip. We don't all sound like that. Some probably do. A lot of British people sound like, oi, bruv, yeah, boy, yeah, boy. That's like 90% of the British people I've met. Oi, bruv, you got a smoke, yeah? British flashbang for you there. Oi, bruv, you got a tenner for the bus. The amount of times I've been asked for an obscene amount of money for a bus when I know they're not that expensive is wild. Totally. Um, there you are. You learn a little bit about British culture, and that little bit is hate it all. I don't. Yeah. I have a weird relationship with my country of origin. I feel like I'm kind of an outsider a little bit. I know that a lot of people won't understand that. I've always felt a little bit out of place in the UK. My girlfriend is from Croatia, which is a lovely country, and I've been there a few times now. And every time I've gone, I've genuinely felt like I belong there. But then I have to come back. But I don't want to be in the UK anymore. Um, but Croatia's economy is kind of a mess at that. Things are quite expensive. Um, um, which is a shame, but but yeah, that would be the big dream is to retire there, which is a massive change in my big dream. My big dream for the longest time was become a international best-selling author. That ain't happening. So, you know, we reevaluate the dream. The dream is now just to retire to Croatia, which seems a lot more viable. Um, yeah, yeah. There we go. Right. Um, almost, I think, almost to the point where my patience is getting thin. I'm gonna go, right, we'll go do something else. And I'll come back to this. This is how I approach um shiny hunting on this game. I can't just sit there doing nothing for long periods of time. I find it very draining. So I kind of not an instant gratification thing, so I understand this should take a while and it can take a while. I just like to break it up a little bit because I get a bit impatient and stressy about it. It is fine, like, it's how I handle things, I guess. But at the same time, it's kind of, mm, you know, right. Beat up some of these idiots down here. I don't have Concord to get them. But yeah, so I think the plan is we're gonna have a little break in a moment, go get myself coffee from lunch, and then I'll be back online. And then what I have to do when do is I might start one of those other games in the morning, and then I might come back on this planet and I'm really thought about it too much. I've got a bit of extra time today, so I'm going to break up into two streams so I'm not sort of overstretching myself in one. Um, I do really want to get some little guy. Where is? I don't know, man. He's gone. He's not here. You know what I'm saying? Um, he looks at the camera and I'm like, hey, here's where you get photos on. If you want to do that, and that's that. Cool. Fine. Yes. Um, hmm. Let's just go down here. Despawn and then respawn our encounters, and we'll evaluate where we are. I mean, once going straight away, and in my first effort on the stream was not bad, but I mean, I've probably failed one, knowing me, my impatience. I've probably failed at both my points because they are kind of hard to spot. I've absolutely failed sometimes on ones that I haven't realised through my friends and then not realised at any point. And I based that solely on the fact that I saw one and was like, that's me, and then rewound the clip on my Switch. And sure enough, it was in fact shiny. Um, oh, there is something I wanted to show you, and that's maybe something we can do. That'd be quite fun. We just see. Yeah, none of these is funny, I don't think. Okay, come back to have a look. I did want to show something else that actually I was thinking about. This was something that I really wanted to do last time, but it ended up being a bit of a pain in the bum to get set up. Ooh, you can hear me stretch my collarbone. It's an old man issue. You understand one day. Where are you? So as you can see, this is a Japanese Ditto. I grabbed it from a copy of Well, I grabbed it from a copy of Violet, I suppose, and from my main file moved it to. It went for a few hoops to get here. Just put it that way. Yeah. What that's going to do is it's going to allow us to read some Pokemon and get potentially a shiny through that. And I thought to myself, well, what Pokemon do I want shinies of? And obviously, I've got a little shiny Scarlet outside. How cool is that? How cool is that? There he is. Look at him. He's so cool. So we're gonna. I'm determined to get 2 or 3 shinies in this thing. So I want to break up a little bit now. So what we need is the ditto and a target. Something more really good target. There's so many Pokemon that I need. But at the same time, there's like, what ones do I want? Cotton would be one. Stands out as vibrant, shiny. Probably be easy to find it in other places, but um, Alex, okay, of course, genderless. Okay, more than one now. That always throws me. Right, Cat's Kid, that's very nice. Lava. I don't need that one, but I'll put that one next to every quick one. Nothing David. Being very deliberate. Do you know what? For a second, I genuinely thought that was shiny. I was like, wait, what? When did that happen? Now contact Bonsling, corresponding. I'm very deliberate right now. What is it? It's going to go in it. Do you think they need them to running gun stars? 90? Okay. One more. We go to on the top. What somebody I also got that. Right. Doing drops as well anyway, so there we go. So I've got a ditto and I've got 5 female Pokemon. The reason that's important is because within the context of breeding, it has a compatibility check. So male and female or one gender and ditto. If you had a mix of Pokemon, male and female, that had compatible egg groups, that gets a priority. So I wanted to eliminate that. So we're going to have a churro. There are better egg powers that we can get quite soon. In fact, I'll check for that in a minute. I think it's, yeah. I think that's actually, we'll do one round race. And the reason that this is important is because we're now effectively shiny hunting. This is a shiny hunting method. It's completely popular and legitimate method of shiny hunting. And again, it's just one of those things where it's a patience thing. So we're just gonna come out here, and hopefully it doesn't bug this time because the bug past time actually to do this. We're gonna picnic. Okay, there we go. So now that we're in a picnic, the Pokemon we're gonna cried on it. It doesn't spawn in there. The Pokemon will just generally randomize and get into this particular basket here. So when you check it, you peek inside, it tells you, and over the course of a few minutes, it does little roll every now and then. That's a percentage chance. And that percentage chance is based on compatibility. That compatibility is based on the kind of Pokemon, the gender of the Pokemon, and the user ID of the Pokemon. Now, in this instance, we don't have to worry about any of that because Ditto is compatible with every Pokemon. The gender is an issue because they're all female, and Ditto can be whatever it needs to be. Because the Ditto is from a Japanese game, and all of my Pokemon are from my game. They're different. This is also referred to as the Masuda method. So we're just going to check the egg. There we go, we got an egg straight away. So over time, in this one, you get eggs. Now, this is actually much more efficient than Sword and Shield. I don't know why they did it this way for this game. It feels a bit of a misstep to me, but they wanted to try something differently, and I take my hat off to them for that. I do want to show this off a little bit. And the reason that it's important that we have different Pokemon in our party, is because it will randomly select from the different potential parents. So we've got a couple of eggs already, and once this is done, it's about half an hour. We will, at the end of that, be able to hatch one of those eggs. I'm not going to stay here for the whole half an hour to show you, because I'm going to show you what the other part of the thing does. So I just want to get 4 or 5 eggs. It shouldn't take too long. And I want to show you what the other side of the egg power is, because I don't feel people talk about that enough. And that's where it kind of becomes a bit of a trade-off. So there we go. That's our third egg. So 2 more eggs, and then we'll go and hatch them all. And I want to show you guys something really cool. That we might do at some point. I don't know. That's 4. Okay, so 1 more egg. The reason I'm going with 5 is because that's the most you can have a party at any given time. Just because you need an active Pokemon, we'll be using Talonflame. Its Flame Body ability halves egg steps. The Sandwich ability, and this is the thing that most people don't seem to talk about, also reduces the number of steps required to hatch an egg. Now, again, I don't have a shiny charm or anything like that, so these will be the half egg rate, which I think is more than 600 or something like that. So the chance of us getting a shiny out of these is minimal right now. We will return to this one to get better chances in that later on, and better materials, so making egg sandwiches and all that kind of stuff, which speeds this part of the process up. Like, once you get level 2 sandwich, this is really efficient. But I can see why people will put off, because it can feel like a bit of a drag. But if you're doing something else whilst doing this, so I tend to do this when I'm resuffering whilst on one of the DS games, or 3DS games, rather. I will go and sort of have a look at what I can on that, and I'll just have this cycling on eggs, little timer, countdown 30 minutes on my phone, and then every now and then you get the little alarm go off, then you can go, right, we're done. There we go. So that's 5 eggs. So we're going to pack up and go, and we're going to open up our boxes, and we've got 5 eggs, which is great. It's exactly what we wanted. I'm going to show you little something in a moment. I'm doing this quickly so that we can't necessarily tell what's what. So, let's swap it out with this Talonflame. Talonflame has the ability Flame Body, which halves steps. The egg meal, egg sandwich, whatever you want to say, is also going to reduce that a little bit, so that's pretty cool. The eggs will have an assigned Pokeball. We'll see this one's a Quick Ball, that's Nest Ball, Quick Ball, Pokeball. That will be based on the non-Ditto parent. If you have compatible parents that are not Ditto, I think 50-50 chance, so you can breed Pokemon with different balls to what they are normally calling. This doesn't, however, mean that every Pokemon is available in every ball. but I mean, it's going to be pretty close to that. So we're just going to run around for a minute. We have still got 23 minutes of that meal power. So, like I said, we didn't take anywhere near that full half an hour. I just wanted to show kind of a sort of snapshot of process of hatching eggs. And this would be a shiny method if you do lots of eggs for the same Pokemon. Here we go, we got an egg. So that was really fast. So that's like less than 4 minutes for 5 eggs and one to hatch. And this is a drumroll. Mankey, not shiny. That's okay. We needed 2 Mankey anyway. So I'm going to be doing a living dex at some point anyway. And we're going to continue running around. BDSP does it. Yeah. BDSP does it where all the eggs, if they have the same step count, will hatch at the same time. It'll just be one in the other and the other. Sword and Shield do it where you have to take an extra step, like literally one step. So again, Mankey. So Mankey obviously has a very low egg count, and this is what I was saying. So there was every chance that we got one of each Pokemon, but we did. We got 2 Mankey. It's pretty cool. I imagine we'll get a third Mankey. And that's because of the egg group that Mankey belongs to. It's very low Dwarven group. Spoiler. So we've got a baby spoiler out of that. So that's pretty cool. Again, that's fine. That'll just sit in our box. Not a problem. And we're going to continue to run around. Got another thing. Could be anything. No idea what this one's going to be. General. Yeah, we have Just a happy little guy. Just a happy little guy. And one more. There we go. Routes. It's pretty cool. Really cool. No shiny though, which, it's fine. It's fine. Absolutely fine. And the reason that I wanted to show that off is because I don't feel like people talk about breeding on this game in a positive way enough, quite honestly. Um, because I'll show you for why. It is pretty cool. So it took us 10 minutes to get 5 eggs and hatch them. Less than 10 minutes. And that's on power 1. The power 2 is even more efficient. So whilst I can't understand why they changed it, it does work. It is completely fine as a method, so I don't mind doing it. It can be a little bit like you feel like you're twiddling your thumbs when you're collecting the eggs, but once you've got them, just pop another sandwich on or have another meal and you're away. Just going to tidy up my boxes here. It's quite pretty nice. So we didn't get Larvitar. That doesn't actually surprise me. Larvitar's got a very low egg rate, I believe. So that's not surprising at all, to be completely honest with you. Put Great Tusk in there as well. So I think one of the things I do want to do is at some point I want to shiny hunt starters, and that's going to be through breeding, like the 10-9 starters. The other starters we can hunt in other ways, and I've got most of them already, but yeah, that's something I definitely want to do. So we've done a shiny, we've hunted a shiny, we've hatched some eggs, we've got a badge. Pretty productive, and it's only 10 to 12, so it's not bad. I'm going to call it shortly. Yeah, I'll call it there for now. Not the longest stream you'll ever come across. I know. I average about an hour 45, so it's a little longer than that. a little shorter than most people on building that on stamina. All right, give me some credit. I'm going to be back on in a little while. There's a reason for that. I've got free time. I'm just going to go have some lunch, and we'll pick back up in all right, half an hour or so. So I will check in with you guys then. But if you don't join me for that one, have a good day. Bye.